The voices of doubt get stronger towards the end. This is an interesting phenomenon. So I want to run you through the last 3 weeks. So 3 weeks ago, there was a commitment that I made that I would go live with a new product. And in that, the first week I spent planning out the content, what was going to be in that product, how it was going to be fulfilled for customers for that product, what the advertising was going to be, what the sales pages were going to be, what the sales emails were going to be, all based off the marketing. So all of that got done relatively easily. And then the second week came and I realized that I needed a plan to take all of this content and implement it to all of the various software where it needed to go. And the planning for that was the second week, or at least the first part of the second week. Hey, this is going to be handled by this and this is going to be handled by that. Building out all of the details, the Google Docs, the back end, the front end, the Zapiers, the events, the links that go together, the deadline funnels, all of that stuff. And that was still okay, but the voice of doubt arose a little. Not much in the first week, but in the second week it started to come up. It's like, oh, am I going to be able to do this? And then the end of the second week started implementing. And the beginning of the implementing is pretty fun. Like there's an energy, there's a surge, there's a drive of experience where it's like, okay, yeah, this is going to happen. And so the sales pages got written and I passed them to my team and my team like, okay, we're going to implement them, and that got done. And then I wrote out and edited the sales emails and they got installed. And then that was the end of the second week. But at the beginning of the third week, something really interesting started to happen. And as the final components, so the products needed to be done, the customer experiences needed to be done, and a lot of double checking and filling in gaps and making decisions about final things needed to be done. And each of those experiences had one very interesting component, and you may well be familiar with it. Do you know what it was? The voice of doubt. And before I began every single one of those executions, the doubt was unbelievable. It was like, you're not going to be able to record these products. They're not going to work. They're not going to be any good. That was the story. Very, very, very pronounced, very strong. And in the past, I would have listened to that. And I would have had all of this work that went up until the point where I would start to take on board those voices of doubt and listen to them. So before any of the products were done, very strong doubt. And the cure was very interesting, and that was to begin, to get started, to begin recording. And once I'm in 2 minutes in, 1 minute in, the voices go silent, gone. They disappear. And I got 4 products done on that Monday. Tuesday comes around, guess what's back? Yeah, you're right. Yeah, the voices of doubt. And again, this opportunity. Some of these products were more difficult. They were more complicated. They took more effort to think through and get the structures right. And the voices of doubt are right there. Louder than before. Louder than the Monday. They're like, this is not going to work. Yesterday you got away with it, but today, this is not going to work. Very peculiar experience. And I have no doubt that there are hundreds of potential products, thousands of potential products, information, helpful, useful things that would have helped thousands of people, that those voices of doubt won. Coming into Wednesday, and I've got to do all the final touches, all the tech work, all the minutiae, setting of the dates, making sure that the things work, the testing. Again, the voices of doubt, just screaming, yelling, yelling at me, do not do this, do not do this, do not do this, you are going to fail, this is going to not work, you will be a failure. And again, the cure is to begin the work. And so I'm just like, you know what? I'm just going to start. But I want to talk to you about one other thing. How was I able to transcend these voices of doubt? Well, I do believe that there is an element of commitment. That the commitment that I made in the beginning, that this would be live, that these products would be for sale, that this was part of the ability to get through. And the second thing was quite an interesting conversation that I had with myself. And that is, how much control do I have? You see, I can set up the marketing and the sales pages and the sales emails and the advertising and the products and the customer experience, deploy all of those. And then there is still a part that I have to let go of. And that was a massive piece in this journey. It's like, you know what? I'm going to have to let go of what happens with this. Whether this hits it out of the park and sells out in rapid time, or whether it does not. That I cannot control that final outcome. All I can do is plan and execute and then let go. And then once those results are in, then I can analyze and look. But for years, I wanted to control that final outcome. That I would not go live, I would not deploy unless I could be guaranteed that it was going to work. Guess what happened? Nothing got done. That story, that requirement for control was so strong, I couldn't get over it. So that was, if anything, the biggest win over these voices of doubt. Yes, the ability to override and begin the work. But the big piece that I got this week was that my part is to do all the work up until the point of letting go. And then from there, I must be okay with whatever happens. Whether it sells out in rapid time or whether it's got problems and I have to troubleshoot it, then come the end of the sales experience, which is why you should always have deadlines in your sales experiences so you can actually stop and go, okay, what happened here? But that opportunity then is to go through and look at what worked, what didn't, what needs to change, what should we double down on, what do I go harder on? What do I need advice on? What do I need support in? But none of that happens if I can't overcome the voices of doubt. So what I want you to do is have a look where the voices of doubt have been in your life. And that this little piece of wisdom, that they get louder towards the end, allows you to push through. Allows you to go and test and see what happens and get your voice, your products, your next vision out to the world, and not to allow the voices of doubt to win. All right, that's all I got for you today. I hope you are having an awesome day. I look forward to seeing you on the next episode as we continue this journey into the power of systems to create results. I'll see you then.